And we are back. As I had mentioned, today we get to commemorate World Environmental Day. This is a day that was first celebrated on the 5th of June of the year 1973 and has been celebrated over the years. And today is no different, but we will get to know how we are commemorating it right here in the country. And our topic of conversation today is on preserving our planet, which is very important for us to do, because this is what houses us. This is what hosts each and every one of us, from the plants, ourselves, you know, humans, animals, talk about it, even the microorganisms. This is what houses us. And it is very important for us to know of the ways to get to preserve our planet. And joining me to talk about this beautiful day that is World Environmental Day is one Dr. Tello on my far left, who is the founder and chairman of Go Green Foundation, and on my immediate left is Dr. Dawid, not David.
Yes,
Dr. Dawid Mdawida, who is a science researcher at the Go Green Foundation. Welcome to Good Morning Kenya.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you very much.
All right, so we are celebrating World Environmental Day. What does this day entail?
Thank you very much. First of all, let me introduce myself.
All right.
I'm Dr. Dawid Mdawida. I'm a lead researcher and also a lead scientist, whereby in our organization, Go Green, we have several programs that we run. We have children that we teach from the young age, and we want them to, you know, to understand the issues around nature, how they relate to nature, and especially what nature does to them when they don't understand how they can relate to it, and the effects that come with it if they mess around with the nature. Yeah, so we have a big team. I'm not alone. We are a team of 7, and we are always doing much of research, not only in plants, but also we go even to the sea, and we do research inside the sea. So we take care of science in general, and we see what plants do to the human beings and their lives, and how to better their lives. In terms of climate change, how to deal with the mitigation of the effects. We also go to the effects where we have to teach people on how to change their livelihood. For instance, people who do depend on charcoal burning for their livelihood, we try to change their lifestyles and teach them the ways of agriculture and such alike. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Dr. Tello, I will allow you to also introduce yourself the proper way.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks so much. I'm glad also to be hosted today. My name is Dr. Tello, also the co-founder of the Go Green Foundation. Our main vision or mission objective is to foster environmental education. Being to the fact that today is, we are commemorating what actually was invented in 1973 through the United Nations, body of, committee, the executive committees who came up with the mission to educate society to be more active in sustainable development goals. So today we are actually within our vision Go Green, which was actually founded in 2011. Sorry. Our main vision is to foster environmental education. So we had already planned that today we had an event in Kamulu, Kasarani. Yes, it's the biggest event actually. It's the talk of the town. Most of people have flooding there. Yeah. It's in a very beautiful place of Kamulu. There's a waterfall there, and what we're doing there, we're trying to restore the mother nature around there. the more of the indigenous trees like this ones that we came up with in the studio here. The place was very beautiful, but it seems like, you know, the human nature of destroying the environment, that destroying that area. So there's a lot of settlement. So we decided this year, World Environmental Day, we are going to commemorate it there at Kamulu. So we have an event there, which actually our women rep, Honorable Esther Pasari, is one of our guests there. So being that it's a World Environmental Day, we have come to demonstrate what we do in schools to plant trees like these ones as beneficial in terms of like the fruit trees that we have over here, that I will mention maybe later if we go on. So our main intention is to educate our society to preserve Mother Nature. People do something. At the end of the day, it's from the soil that we can be able to get our well-being and know that we are one with nature. Yes.
All right, we'll get into the different plants that you've come in with rather later. But maybe if you can just get to tell us, you know, what are some of the most pressing issues, you know, affecting our environment at the moment?
Generally, carbon emissions coming from the human activities, daily human activities, like, you know, the engines that run on fuel, like I said, things like the trees that are cut. Those people who are living in places where they cannot afford, because of poverty, they cannot afford to use like some other means of cooking, like other fuels like LPG gas that we normally use to cook at home. And so we have such effects mostly because of carbon emissions coming from such activities.
And just what can we do, you know, to protect and preserve our environment from the community level? Like what do I as an individual need to do?
Yep. I mean, what we need to do is just get out of comfort zone. Because, you know, to nurture a tree to this kind of a state, it's not an easy thing. It requires a lot of, you know, dedication and also passionate. And a lot of people actually don't want to get out of comfort zone. They think that to have a guava like that one, when it's ripened, it's just, you know, a walk on the park. So number one thing people need to know that, first of all, get out of a comfort zone, begin to, you know, come up with your own seedling if you have a land, because mostly in Africa we live in a paradise, like the way you can see the image behind us. But most of people live that paradise, go and looking for money in towns or even Europe or so on like that. So what I can say that for us to be able to restore this Mother Nature and protect it, we need to utilize our natural resources that it's available. Number one, the soil that we have, the land, we develop them purposely in terms of agriculture and also forestation. To eliminate the carbon emission, because it's too much right now what we are doing to ourselves. The same trees is the one that is actually eliminated carbon and giving us fresh oxygen. But you see that people, because of the greediness, just destroy it. And it's so sad. So that's why we are trying also to see if we can all get involved. If it's planting trees, get involved. Get your hand dirty.
What are the dangers of just, you know, wasting these natural resources that we have?
Dangers of, you know, like if we go back to the saying of the late Wangari Maathai, when you mess around with nature, it doesn't forgive you. So what we normally tell people is that it's about the little things that we do. Taking care of our environment, where we are. Like, for instance, the normal human behavior whereby people litter without thinking what that litter will end up doing to the to the environment, and so we will have the negative effects. For instance, plastic, when we throw plastics without thinking, they end up in the sea, and we affect a lot of ecosystem in the sea. Yeah, so it's the normal thing that people need to do. We need to change our behavior. We need to be responsible. We can't afford to be responsible. Yeah, and with that, I think we can make the world a better place.
Yeah, and that's what we're looking, at, all of us.
Yeah.
So the theme for this year is land restoration, desertification, and drought resilience. Tell me more about that theme.
Yes, you saw what exactly actually. Thank you for actually, grasping to the main theme actually, because this is the whole topic.
Yeah, it's the topic for this year.
Yeah, you saw the other day when we had actually the natural disaster of floods. So many places they were unable actually to handle the magnitude of the soil erosion. In so many places, landsliding even to a capacity of killing people. We lost lives. So trees is still also, helping us to avoid such kind of things, because when the root gets deep to the soil, it also protects you against, soil erosion. So people need to understand that this is a great day, that we don't need to sit in the house and maybe continue to watch TV like, doing this kind of a thing. We need to go out there and plant more trees, most of them that can be able to protect us against soil erosion. And then also you look at the temperature itself, it's very unpredictable. In most cases, we have already seen that certain places that used to, experience winters on a certain time, you find that now it's for a long deal before actually we come to that winter itself. Yeah, so the high temperatures, which is very unpredictable, it keep on flicking because our own attitude that we need to change. If you look, I have something here, look deep into the forest. What can you see?
Look deep into nature, and you will better understand.
Exactly. So meaning that nature is the very lungs of us, and the very lungs of, the all living beings. And it's very sad that we as a human beings, we don't care about taking this nature. Yeah.
All right, let's take a commercial break, but don't you go too far. We'll be back to continue with this conversation. Welcome back, and we are glad that you are still with us right here on Good Morning Kenya. We are talking on how to preserve our environment on this beautiful day, which is the World Environmental Day. Now, I can see you've come with different trees. I am not good with plants at all. So I'm sure I'm not the only one. So if you can just take us through some of the plants that you've come with and their importance maybe to the environment.
Yes.
Yeah, you can begin with the one on the far left. Yeah, that one.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah. So like from this side we have the passion. This passion over here is actually the natural indigenous passion, which normally actually grew up in any kind of weather. It's all weather. And it's really very nutritious because it's also medicinal at the same time.
Okay.
So we actually advise that if possibly maybe can be planted in schools to help children also, because it's also helping on issues to do with eye also too. Like children who have issues with eye, sometimes, most of them, when they chew this one, they can be able to get their sight more back clear. There are a lot of children actually are working on glasses because the poor diet that they're giving them. Yeah, the same thing also happening also to guava. Guava also, the same things help also increase the immune system. Yeah, so I suggest we can plant more of these fruits in schools.
You said it's called the passion.
Yeah, this is a passion.
Passion fruit.
This is a passion fruit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right.
So then, these are ficus, which is actually indigenous trees. This tree is most biggest. Some of them we had actually in town here. That they got.
All right, I think we've lost your sound for a bit, so we can just maybe get back to you later. Okay. Can you go on with telling us maybe some of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's talked about the guava. So
yes.
This is the guava.
Yes.
Yeah, you can just get back, then they'll check your sound in a bit.
Okay. All right. I'll generally talk about trees that we have. Mm-hmm. Most of them are actually medicinal by nature. Mm-hmm. And very nutritious. Mm-hmm. Like for instance, guava. Mm-hmm. Guava leaves actually one can do very good tea that actually, because it has a lot of vitamin C. It has a lot of vitamin C, and it's also medicinal. It works very well with also digestion. Yeah, so another tree like avocado tree, it's also very nutritious. When we use like avocado, mm-hmm. Avocado is very good with the heart because of because of the cardiovascular system. Mm-hmm. Your heart will pump blood very well mm-hmm. when you use avocado as a fruit. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And the current government right now is really big on tree planting. We've already had 2 public holidays whereby it's completely, entirely set aside to just plant trees. You know, maybe what role do governments and policies have in order to ensuring that we conserve the environment, and how important is it for also them to come in and join hands on such initiatives?
Actually, already we must actually thank the government of Kenya, mm-hmm. because already we are really collaborating with them. Okay. Like we have partners like KFC and others, like the government of the Ministry of Environment, and we are working with them to to allocate us land that is affected already, like for instance in the forest. And we get into partnership with the corporate society. Like for instance, I'm just going to use let's say KBC. Mm. You could want to do tree planting, but you don't have the personnel. I mean, your work is to do journalism. Mm-hmm. So you come and partner with us, and then we do the work for you. Mm-hmm. And that is how we are working with partners who are in corporate society. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who else has come in to partner with you on this?
We have had many, like Equity. Okay. We have had, like I said, KFC. We have had several of them. I wouldn't mention the whole list. It's quite a lot. Mm-hmm. But I can say we still need more, because we really need to partner with many people so that we can reach not only a certain part of Kenya, because like right now we have so many CBOs, mm-hmm. And that is actually the magic that we are having, that we have like roots everywhere in the country, mm-hmm. and that's how we collaborate with them. Like we have a QR system whereby anybody can tap in and get a seedling from us, mm-hmm. and then they plant, and then we get to collaborate with them and make sure that we make sure that they make sure they look after the tree and grow it. It's not only about planting,
yes,
because you can plant and then they
just
all
forget
die.
about it.
Exactly.
You've planted and then you go about
exactly.
your business.
Yeah. So we need more partners to come in and help us to expand.
Yeah, and even when we're talking about ensuring that we plant more trees, we look into growing the trees, not just planting the trees, as you're saying.
Exactly.
All right, I'll get back to you, Mr. Tello, now, and you were explaining to us some of the plants that you've come with. You had talked about the passion, the passion plant, which is very medicinal as well. We talked about the guava, which is right next to me. So if you can just go on with the rest of the trees.
Yes. So I was talking about the ficus, which is actually an indigenous. This tree actually is very good for a shade. it hosts a shade for species like the birds. Birds love it a lot. Yes, for nesting on it. In fact, it's the one of the favorite for the birds. And suddenly, because of its ability to absorb electromagnetic radiation and also higher carbon, so most of, like, let me say, hotels are using it actually for decoration. Also, like, they're petting it. Yeah, so by petting this one in small pots, it's also hurt me through, you know, the Wangare Madai thing. So I will not actually advise that people pet these ficus. They should actually plant it to make it freely so that the birds
What's the difference between petting a plant and planting a plant?
Petting is like the same way you have your own wild animal that need to be actually in the wilderness. You're hurting them. They're feeling really bad. They don't have a space to free themselves. So this tree is a giant tree, in short. So a giant tree doesn't need to be actually potted in a pot. It's according to the environmental justice and law, it doesn't allow that. But here we are in Africa, we can do anything, you know. Yeah.
All right, let's go on.
So next we have umbrella tree, which is also really good on hosting people in terms of, you know, shade. Yeah, it can host around, the giant one can host around 100 and above people around it.
Oh.
Yeah.
So this grows to be really, really big.
Yeah, it becomes huge.
Yeah.
But it grows slowly, it takes years, the same as to this one. It has to be like around 15 years to 20 years. That's when you can be able now to see, wow. Yeah, and if actually it gets to near the, this one, the river, this one also can be in a dry place. This one also too can be in a dry place. Yeah, but mostly this one, the umbrella tree, can be in a dry places and it's not going to be affected. The next is also this one, which is actually now the cardonut. Cardonut is actually has a nut. Yeah, the animal species like monkeys loves a lot, you know, indulging onto it. Even human beings, when we were children, we used to grasp this cardonut on the wilderness when we go, you know, grazing cows. So it has a very nutritious and medicinal kind of a nut, more than even the normal nut. If you eat this one, I think one bite of this, the fruits, the nuts, is like around, if I'm not wrong, it's more than 25 calories per nut. So imagine if you chew, like you can chew like around, you know, a scoop of 500 grams, then you're going to have a lot of calories in your body. And then it's also very nutritious in terms of also, you know.
You say it's the hazelnut?
Cardonut.
Cardonut, okay.
Yeah, cardonut.
Okay.
So the cardonut also is also anti-cancerous.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's still medicinal. I would like, as the Go Green, we do actually advise schools to plant it more. So that during its fruity season, children can indulge on it. You have to smash it on a stone, then you can, you know, get to the nuts. So it's very nutritious. It's really good and can protect you against cancers because our body replaces cells in a day, you know. Yeah. So the next one is bishop. This one here.
That's called bishop.
Yeah, this one is called bishop. Like, I don't know, if you're a bishop, you're there. This is you. And we are planting you today on World Environmental Day. Bishop is also really good. It's actually anti-electromagnetic radiation. Yeah, you know, like here, for you to be able to shoot all this, there's an electromagnetic radiation that, you know, penetrates within that atmosphere. So bishop is really good to protect you against electromagnetic radiation. So you can plant it around your compound. So
for this one, you'd advise us to pet it. We can pot it, you know? Like we can get a pot and plant it and put it somewhere in the studio.
Yeah, this one, but with a big pot, you can have it. But also it will need also sunlight. That's the funny thing. Those ones that actually you can have outside, but this one will need a little bit of sunlight.
So you can't put it inside the house? Really?
No, inside the house, no, not possible. Yeah. So, and then again, we have the avocado, my favorite. This is the hash avocado, which actually we grafted it. So we would like also to request that everybody around your compound, you can have this avocado, because more of these species actually right now, they're exporting it to the Europe, Asia, and so on like that. So why can't we actually also, you know, protect these seedlings and have it for ourselves? Yeah, which is still also is anti-cancerous, it's anti-inflammatory, it's more. It's a food, honestly, it's a whole food. Yeah, so I would like to request that, you know, anybody there, plant avocado today in World Environmental Day, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this was the guava. Yeah.
This is now the final one, the guava. Yeah. Wow. The guava here, a lot of people you know very well too, when we used to also graze cows. Every time we rush to the guava tree. And one of the things with the guava, it's also anti-respiratory and also even anti-inflammatory. When you have a problem with the stomach issues, gases colliding, you can even boil the leaves of a guava.
Okay.
Yeah, and then drink it. And then that issue immediately it's cured. So a lot of things actually we can cure them when you protect care of Mother Nature. But it seems like we are so careless and we think that this is useless. And then, you know, we are suffering from lack of knowledge. Guava, we need more guava. In schools, everywhere, in churches, please get a guava. If you need more seedlings, you can contact us. We can get you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, you'll give us your contacts on or where we to find you. It's clear that when we take care of nature, it takes care of us.
Exactly.
You know, because almost all these plants that you've touched on, they are medicinal. Now, just to know, maybe for someone who's in the house today and they feel like they want to also commemorate this day by planting a tree, what are some of the trees that one can plant in their homesteads, having in mind that most of us live in cities and so we don't have enough space? So maybe what plants can we pot and plant in pots just around our small spaces?
There are a couple of so many plants that actually maybe you can plant, and I can say that you can have a pot of things to do, like with a spider plant, which is also still anti-electromagnetic radiation. You can try also a flower of like rosemary. You can try anything to do with hibiscus flowers. They're really good. You can pot them. There's a couple of numbers of trees that you can pot. But I can just give you those three, which I think maybe you can try your best as you can, so that you don't deviate from which one is the best one. Okay. Spider is really good because it protects you against electromagnetic radiation, but it also gives you a lot of oxygen. It's an indoor plant. Secondly, you can try also snake plant. Snake plant can, if you like people who live in Okambani, snakes can pop in at any given time, and you're like, what? So maybe you can also have a snake plant inside the house. They are also ants repellent. They can repel also things to do like mosquitoes. Okay. If you have a snake plant in the house, people didn't know that. It can also repel against mosquitoes. Yeah, well. Yeah. So amazing. You need to have them. So it's repelling against the smell of it. It has a smell that it's irritating a snake, but a human being, it doesn't irritate you. Okay. So everything also operates with a certain frequency that either it's accommodative to them or not. So they decide either to be there or not. Okay. So if you have a snake plant, it's good for oxygen, another thing. So it can be indoor. You don't need to worry like, where am I going to put it? As long as you have a small pot. All right. So where can people find you, maybe on social media, so that they can get to know what seedlings are best to plant where and how to get the seedlings as well? Where can they find you? Yeah, we actually on Facebook, on TikTok. Our website is available, www.gogreen-foundation. This is your camera? Yes. -foundation.org. Yes, our website is www.gogreen-foundation.org. Okay. Yeah, so you can find us there. If you are willing to partner with us, and maybe we can work together on terms of development activities, we are looking forward actually to have you, because most of the thing that actually we are suffering from right now is an anchor donor or an anchor supporter who is actually 100% that we love your vision and we see what exactly you're doing. We are here to amplify it. And this is also going back even to our president, William Ruto. He has done a lot to come up with this, all this, you know, pushing society to plant trees and, you know, take care of Mother Nature. We want to give thanks to them a lot, including even the military brothers that we are working with them in terms of, you know, workshops and seedlings growing. It's not easy. All these guys, they're really doing great.
All right.
Yeah.
Maybe to you, Dr. Mdawida, as we get to wind up with the conversation, how can conservation and development coexist? You know that right now we are living in an era where we have a lot of developments happening. We have industries left, right, center, and they have these emissions that could be really poisonous to the environment and to us as human beings as well. So how can we coexist in the proper way?
I think I can say it's about how we must accept the fact that where we are right now, we are not in good times, because towards, you know, there's so much that is happening. The ozone layer has been damaged, and so we expect so much to go wrong if we are not going to quickly fix, you know, Mother Nature. And how do we coexist that we after we accept that these things are not working properly, then we have to change our behavior. Okay. Yes, and then another thing is that I wanted to talk. Wind up. Yes, as I wanted to finish. Yes, I wanted to talk about insisting on calling on partners, whereby, like, for instance, like right now we have a project that we need like 100 million to push PVE, whereby we need to go to every school and be able to make them become aware of what is happening to the climate change, and then we insist on teaching them on how to plant trees and grow them. All right. Yeah. You've shared where people can find you on social media. I am sure that they will get to check on you, and then you can get the conversation going over there. Thank you so much for coming through, and thank you for the good job that you're doing. I hope we're going to be able to join you at Kamulu. Now, this is where we put a cup. Yeah.
Looking forward to see you there in Kamulu. Right. Everybody, you're most welcome. Yeah.
All right, this is where we put a cup to Good Morning Kenya. For today, right now, allow me to hand you over to the National Assembly. Goodbye.